Oh boy, hi, it never ends. I heard that Oprah Winfrey had a baby, and it was a white, white. It doesn't end, does it? No, it doesn't end. Why should it? It's not supposed to end. Macaulay Culkin, he's, remember Home Alone? Ah! It's a classic look. That's the look I'm going to have with my golf tournament. Ah! Joey Reynolds' mouth open. I'm gonna feature all the best players in the world if they're still alive. Have you noticed I noticed the Grammy Awards are mostly wonderful artists and mostly are black. The artists and when the sports awards come up on television, they're mostly black. The only place where it's not mostly black actually is the Grammy. I mean the Oscars, the Oscar awards. That's not mostly black, but it's everything else. I think black people are doing really pretty well. It's they said yesterday black people are now mainstream. I always thought we were mainstream, but we were drowning. Oh God, the color issue, it's got to go away. I'm telling you, boy, this disease doesn't have a color. But then they gave it one. You know, they said, oh well, you know, the white people aren't as they live a little longer from the COVID-19. There's a 4-year difference on lifespan with Hispanics and 2 years with blacks, or the vice versa. I don't know. They got to figure it out to where our color is going to give us a longer life. What's going to give me a longer life is to be pampered and have a lot of money and not have to do anything, and just peel me a grape. You know, I just want to sit there and do nothing. If you have servants and you get all the work done, you don't go to the gym for what? Why would you go? Just go for a walk, go for a swim, play tennis, do something. But don't sweat. You know, no. That's sweat is what ages you, I think. Yeah, you know, all that secretion, everything that comes out of your system. I would smell like garlic. That's the worst part of all of this, you know. Used to be alcohol. I'd smell like, well, I knew what kind of booze it was that I drank when I could wake up the next day and smell it. I knew exactly the product, you know. I had the Johnny Walker Red glow. But the booze is not a problem anymore because I don't drink at all. That's all. I don't even want to drink Perrier, or what's the difference between Perrier and Pellegrino? The one is France and the other one's Italian. But do they put that stuff in there to make it bubbly? Is that like the same thing as a spritz that they have in New York, that water that they serve you for $10? They put the bottle on your table and ask you if you want water. And it's got CO2 in it, which is carbon dioxide, and it also gives you that great big bubbly feeling. And you can burp without taking any medication. Is that what it's for? Yeah. It's for digestion, right? You know? Well, Pellegrino comes from a mineral spring, and Perrier comes from a water, I think somewhere in the Swiss Alps, the French Alps, I believe. This is a scam, you know. I mean, if you drink this water in New York, it's usually someone used a garden hose in Jersey, and they fill these bottles and put some CO2 in there. I think you know, did you ever think you're going to live long enough to see that Diet Coke isn't that bad for you? And all the stuff that's in the things we eat. My God, I'm a chemistry. I'm a medicine cabinet. Do you know that? From things that I don't have any alcohol, drugs, smoking, gambling addictions. I don't womanize. I'm never going to run for office. I'll never make it, and I'm not allowed in Vegas. These are rules, you know. You have to be guilty of all these things. You know, I'll bet that Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, is making regular visits to the Clinton house to find out how to handle the sexual acting out. You know, if you want some real good pointers on it, you can go see Bernie Madoff, because he's the guy that backed it up with money, you know. I'm happy to be coming back to New York in a couple of weeks. As soon as I get my second shot, I'll be taking my second shot at New York. Going to come back there and find a place to live. I think somewhere along the food chain here, I'm going to live in a very expensive neighborhood called Harlem. Going back to Harlem, like Eddie Murphy, Coming to America too. This is Harlem too. But when I lived there, it was fine. They said it was gentrified. I was going to open a restaurant there, call it sell gentrified chicken. But you know me, the puns. It's all just very corny. That's what I do, folks. It's like asking Rodney Dangerfield, why are you doing everything in one-liners? This is what I do. That commercial with that guy screams, it's what I am, it's what I do. Yeah, it's fun anyway to know that there's not a lot of bad news today, because everybody is on the weekend getting ready to go hang around their respective vaccines. I think somewhere we are going to have to get over this idea that there's a regular vaccine that's going to work, and know that there's going to be a booster shot. Now here's the kick. See, we've gotten all these wonderful vaccines, and we're now immune to perhaps the COVID-19, but they're going to probably start charging for the booster shot. I'm a little suspicious that nobody's getting any money on this. I mean, I can't imagine Walgreens being happy and healthy about not having a fee. And any of these people, they're doing the vaccinations free. I don't know. It must be injecting something in us, like, buy more fluid that's going in our system. There's something that's inherently wrong with a drugstore that became a place where I buy milk. And something very wrong about having a funeral with a salad bar in the funeral home. Well, not anymore. No more buffets. They just put a little ashes in a jar, and mine are right next to the dogs and the cats right here. You think I'm lying, huh? You think I make this stuff up? Yeah. No. What? No. I don't make this up. I do have. This is true. Let me take you into the final resting place. These are the pets. And that's where my wife is going to put me. I'm going to be right next to the, I don't know, I think I would like to be the newest member of the family. I was going to say something else, but I figured I'd better not. I'm going to get in trouble. See, the trouble with putting things on this viral thing is that people always have a record of your craziness. And they remember, which is too bad. And if they forget, this thing reminds them. So you got to be careful what you say here. You can't make all these comments like I do all the time and not get in trouble. Fortunately, nobody really cares about me, so I'm doing fine. I tell everybody, when I first started out, I was a kid in Buffalo, poor kid, just in an old bad neighborhood, and I didn't want to be much. And it's worked just fine. It's a Reynolds wrap.